Good afternoon, everyone. Everybody knows that New York City is a really busy place. But anybody who's spent any kind of time there will tell you that the weekends are absolutely crazy. So are the holidays. Beaches can get a little nuts in the summer, even if you get out of the city and go all the way to Fire Island. So, why do I avoid weekend visits to New York City? Join me, Terry Dixon, for an adventure for anyone as I give you a little bit of comparison that tells you why it's wise to go during the week. New York City is a sprawling city. There's 8.5 million people in the 5 boroughs, and if you add that metropolitan area and over by New Jersey, you get 20 million people living there. You have 2 major train stations in the city, 472 subway stops, 126 stops on the Long Island Railroad alone, 3 major Metro North railways, and then everything that goes to New Jersey. Don't disinclude the buses, taxis, Ubers, and even that tram over to Roosevelt Island. Now, everything that you are seeing on this video that I'm showing you, Penn Station, Madison Square Garden, everywhere, what are you seeing? You're seeing a weekday. And there are almost 750,000 visitors on any given day in New York. Passing through, commuting in, coming for Chinese New Year. That's a big one. Don't go to Chinatown on the Lunar New Year unless you want to get in the middle of that. Because I promise you, you will. But here is the thing. Weekends are just so busy because New Yorkers, they are hard-working people. The commuters come in during the week. They go to work. Then they tend to go home. People who live in the city, they go to work. They tend to go home. But on the weekends, you have street markets, you have watch parties when the World Cup is going on, and everything else. Here you go. During the week, pre-season, on the Rockaway Ferry, that very same ferry. Not even a weekend, folks. These folks are coming in on a Tuesday afternoon on that very same ferry. Difference being it's now late June and time to go to the beach after you get off of work or when you're out of school. Now the Brooklyn Bridge, this thing is always busy, always, but this is a weekday. This was, I believe, a Wednesday. It was during wildfire smoke, and it was during the threat of a Long Island Railroad strike starting the next day. So what can I say? That's still the crowd. You don't want to see it on the weekends. And here's another thing you have on the weekends. On the weekends, you do have special events. If you're going to the city for a special event, go on a weekend. You can see a Broadway play during the week. There's baseball games during the week. There's a lot of things you can do during the week. Most museums are open during the week. Tall buildings, immersive art, all this stuff's open during the week. You can take a Circle Line cruise during the week. You don't have to go on the weekend. Here you have Bryant Park at Christmas time. Once again, that was a weekday, folks. That was a Monday. Imagine what it looks like on the weekend. But there are 100,000 available hotel rooms in the city. That's an automatic 100,000 to 200,000 people that can be there every day from out of town. You also have day tours, day trippers, people that come in on buses, people that are stopping over, and people who work there. They come into New York. They come in for all of that amazing stuff. 5 times the amount of people come to New York in a year as go to Barcelona, Spain. Think about that. That's a lot of people, and a whole lot of them come on the weekend. Hotel rooms are cheaper during the week. Here's one for you. If you take the subway around like I do, those trains They cut them almost in half on the weekends. You are waiting 20 minutes, half an hour, where during the week, you're waiting 5 minutes. More trains. They do maintenance and construction during the weekends. They will change routes. They will shut them down. You don't want to have to deal with that. Plus, you have the extra crowds. Now, why do you have the extra crowds? Well, that's simple. The New Yorkers aren't working. It's the weekend. They're going out. So you have them in the mix, plus less mass transit to get around. So take it all into consideration. During the week, you have lower hotel prices, more subway trains and buses and whatnot to get around on. More regular businesses are open. Everything tends to be a little cheaper during the week because the New Yorkers who are coming out on the weekends, they live there. They want to go do something too. They're at work. Their kids are at school. You don't have to worry about that part of the crowd during the week, so take advantage of it. I always do. I almost never go to the city during the weekend or during a special event. I avoided that World Cup stuff like the plague. I really did. If you can work around it, go in the lesser times. There's still going to be people. There's still 8.5 million people in this city, but a lot of them are at work. So there's my advice for going into the city. If you want to have the best time with the least crowds, choose wisely, check schedules for what you want to do, and don't visit on the weekends.